Well, today starts a new day of a project. We're just going to head on up to the colt pen here. We got a couple horses highlined out here in the background. And we've got a special pen up top here that I use for gentling horses, I guess. I call it the crash pen, but it just kind of enables you to get a horse in here and not have to worry about them jumping out or getting out and stuff. So yeah, it's just a nice little area to work some horses in a safe environment here. So just kind of get some stuff moved out of the way here. See what we got going. So we got a young horse here that we call him Preacher. I'm gonna get him in here in a sec. And hold on, we're gonna have to lift this up. Ugh. Yeah, nothing's getting in or out of that. Young horse Preacher, he's 2 years old, and just getting him going. He's not behind, but I've only worked him for probably a couple sessions. I feel like 3 sessions as a weanling or so. And so what I do is I've got this pen here. It's like a, I don't know, 35-foot pen, 30-foot pen. And we've got a little alleyway here where you can just get these horses out of their pen and just straight into here. And so I'll just see what we can do, get him to kind of run in here. Oh, he's ready to go here. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he kind of knows the deal, so he probably doesn't know there's a door. Oh, there he goes. Just like that. Geez, this is easy. Hopefully the whole session goes like this. So we'll get inside here. Cool. So let's see. I'm gonna flip this around. So here he is, little Preacher, just a little guy here, and he's still a little colt. And you can see he's kind of remembers the session from before, just kind of move your feet and stuff, which is what I like to do when we get on and ride them. We like these colts to kind of move around a little bit, not be all sticky and weird. So what we're going to do here is just take some time and see if we can get a halter on them and get some things going. So just kind of doing here whenever he doesn't pay attention. Just put a little pressure on him there and just kind of waiting for him to settle. I'm not chasing him around or anything. I'm just sitting here with my hands in my pockets. So I might just kind of back off here and just come over here by the gate and just see what he's looking for. If he's interested in anything, you kind of see some stuff there. So we'll see how things go. That's kind of what we're starting with, but we're going to put this camera down and get to work with a fresh one. So what we're going to do now is just kind of move him around the pen here a little bit. Last time I'd worked him, we had to rope him to catch him. You know, you can cat and mouse these guys a little bit, but notice here, as soon as I kind of offered for the rope, he faced up. So I went ahead and just pet on him a little bit, let him know things are going to be good. But it's been an entire year since we've worked him. Been in the pen here just a few minutes with him, and he's already starting to kind of check in with things. But he was kind of coming and going, so we just throw a loop on him. I knew what to expect here because he was just going to be like he was last time pretty much. And notice as soon as he got the rope around his neck there, he faced up, he remembered, and then he'll pull on it here a little bit, and that's important. They need to learn to give to pressure, right? If you're riding them and you pull on a rein or you tie them up or something, they need to learn to give. So he pulled on that about 2 or 3 times, and then pretty soon it started hooking up with his feet here. So you can see he's just kind of following me around here a little bit, and I just kind of alternate between petting on him and then moving him and petting him and moving him. And notice here, I'm not ever pulling him directly forward. I'm just walking off to the side and offering him to kind of bend and follow me a little bit, but I'm not yarding on him and stuff. And pretty soon he starts to follow forward, and then went ahead and switched and put the halter on him there. He was pretty good for that. And then we're just going to keep this whole thing kind of short, but I just wanted to show you a few little spots here. So he starts out, he's just a little bit resistant here or there, which is to be expected. This is his 4th time, I think, with a halter on ever. So I'm going to show you a couple of resistance spots in here just so you can kind of see he's a little bit green there. And then as we go along in this session, you're going to notice that he starts to find out that that lead rope needs to connect not just to his face, but through his neck and his back and his feet, and kind of flex through the ribs here a little bit. And anytime he kind of offers me a little something good, we kind of let up on him, putting just enough pressure on him to encourage him so that he knows how to kind of work through things, but going easy enough that he can kind of find things. And as you watch here, he's just going to get better and better. And it's not always going to be roses here with him, but it's important that they learn to work through both sides of this. And then the other thing I'm doing is working on getting him a little bit gentle, and that's where this differs a little bit with what some folks do. They do a lot of gentling with less moving, and I kind of mix it up here a little bit. It's pretty easy to get a horse gentle if you've ever been to those Mustang makeovers and stuff. There's a whole ton of people can get a horse gentle, but sometimes if you get them too gentle, and they're a little tough to ride because they don't want to give, and they get a little pushy and dull and things like that. So I like to mix it up here early on. I normally start with the movement and then the holding still stuff, and then we move a little bit more. So here I'm giving him just a little bit of action here with the lead rope, on and off a little bit. I'll flip it around the feet and his back, and back feet and front feet, and a few things. Do it on both sides here a little bit, just kind of checking things out. And then we're going to go back to moving here in just a little bit. But I like to just get him to see a variety of things. But I definitely don't want to dole these young horses out. They're going to have their whole life ahead of them to get gentle, so I want to make things as easy as possible. Here I'm just kind of rubbing him down a little bit. He's got a little dirt spot from laying on the mud there, so just kind of checking him out there. And then here, let's see, what are we working on here? I think we're going to start maybe, thinking about backing him up here a little bit. He's never been backed up before, but I did this 4 or 5 times, leading him forward and then back. But notice here, he's starting to get pretty soft here, I think, on this one. He's starting to think about it. Yep, there he goes. So we'll just show a couple of those. And we're probably going to move on here in a little bit. But just kind of back and forward, building a little bit of rhythm, building a little bit of pattern, getting his curiosity up. Not looking for anything major here. Then we're going to do a little bit of lateral flexion here. So we sent him in circles, did some direction changes, threw the rope over his back a little bit, pet on him, backed him up, led him forward. Now we're doing a little bit of lateral flexion. And this is all in just a few minutes here. Just kind of buzzing through a few things. So we kind of move, then we stop, then we move, then we stop, and just trying to create a flow here. And that's really more what it's about, is creating that flow and that softness. And notice here, he's starting to lunge a little bit better, circle up. He's less resistant there. He's starting to soften and find himself. That's looking real good. And that's what we're looking for, is just that nice feeling right there. So anytime he's offering that, I just ease right up on him. Here we're working on a little bit of transition from one direction to the other. And then notice here as he just goes right up into work. See how he kind of drops his neck there? He flexes at the pole and he kind of comes forward. There's just brief moments there. That's all we're looking for. And then we're going to cut this whole thing short here. I just want to, since I roped him, I don't like roping the horses every day. So I take the halter on and off a few times just to kind of get an orientation here so that maybe, the next session he's a little easier to halter. So just taking some time here, letting him know how that can be. I did that when he was a weaner. We haltered him after a couple sessions on and off. But I didn't want to mess around with him playing cat and mouse today, and I knew once I got the rope on him, he'd be fine. And then, just like that, I just kind of take the rope off, head on out, and he's going to follow me out, and we call that a session, and we'll do a quick summary here in just a sec. Here he's going to follow me out, and just like that, in and out. Well, that session went pretty good, a lot better than I had anticipated. Been worked, I think, 3 times as a weanling. Normally we try to work him a little bit more than that, but he kind of slipped through the cracks. But if you notice, he just picked right up where we left off. It's like his last session was yesterday, even though it was like over a year ago or something. So anyway, that's how it should be if you guys do it right and get these things going and they understand the exercises that you went through, and you just take your time with them, but still kind of draw the boundaries and lines. You don't have to just baby these things and not put boundaries, but he kind of respected those and come along real good. So I'm excited for his future. He did some really cool things, not a lot, but the things that he nailed really good, and that's the main thing. He's already learning to seek the answers instead of just tolerate or just be pushy or whatever. He's really looking for things, and that's the big thing. We just want to get that mind working, and along the way we'll get a few physical things working. So hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you later.